Florida, coming back to a segregated society was a little bit concerning to me. But I came anyway because I felt NASA was an excellent opportunity. In April of that year, April or May of that year, I met Levi Jackson Jr. And he and I used to go lifeguarding at Old Bayshore Beach, which was the colored beach here in the city of Hampton. And then I met his mom, or mother, Mary Jackson, and we all called her Mother Jackson, who did a lot of tutoring for many of the students in science and math here in the city of Hampton. So that's how
the ocean, see those on distant corners, or see the one beside you. Look in their eyes long enough and you will know this one.
Working with Mary, of course, was working with the NTA, and how I think the college HBCUs in about a 4 or 5 state area really enjoyed bringing their students here to give technical papers and actually having the experience of doing that. And I think that was a marvelous experience that was going on there. And then I guess later, I know a lot of the younger women, especially, it might have been men too, who were hired and came on. I know that Mary really reached out to them. She would reach out and meet them and invite them to her home and things like that. And almost every time I talked to any of them, they would speak about going to Mary and, you know, the relationship that they had with Mary and her.
Oh, to every single nation, I believe these words are true.
So I was only at work for like 3 months at a time. I'd go back to school and work for be in school for 3 months and then come back again. So I got to get to 7 different organizations. And in one of those times, I met Mary Jackson. And she, at the time, was working in the Equal Opportunity Programs office at the time. And I quickly began to see and know that she was the person that handled other people's problems. Because when people had problems, Mary would be the one to come to the rescue. She would be the ones that made sure that people had access or the right resolution to problems when they couldn't get that in the organization. And so Mary was the one that saved a lot of people, and she also was the one that also took people under her wing like myself. She always asked about how things were going and are they treating you right?
She knew everything when it came to the black people, and Ms. Jackson sought us out and made contact with us and took an interest in her from day one, you know, in terms of mentoring, telling us what we need to do and how we need to behave. And because I can remember, you know, I gave a presentation one time in headquarters, and one of the slides wasn't too good. You know, they were picky about that during that time. And I tell you, before I sat down good in my office, the phone rang. Said, they didn't like one of your slides. And she wasn't even there. You know, and so she was really into it, and I can remember, because we used to call it Mama Jack and Daddy Jack, you know, and we would go over to her house and eat, and she really took an interest in all of the, you know, black engineers and things, and also, and then has circumstances would have it, she was an AME and I was an AME, and that influence, along with George Williams, caused me to join Bethel. You know, and that's how I got my first. I joined Bethel, and I can remember she played the piano, and she was active in the church. She was a trustee, you know, and like I was thinking, I said, well, that's interesting. She was treasurer of this church. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I kind of just followed right behind her because, you know, I later on became treasurer, and she was a trustee. She tutored students, you know, and if you did anything, you know, she knew it. You know, if you did something good, she knew it. If you did something bad,
looking there.